president advisor, you check in the freshmen, and you get to pick and choose who, you look and see who's the new people. And Roz just happened to be with her cousin, and that's how I saw her.
That's how you saw her.
That's how I saw her. Not knowing, think that things would transpire, or but she could finish that part of the story, because her side of the story is truly different from mine.
Oh.
Do I have to tell it all?
Well, I mean, you could.
Well, let me just say that
What you said to me.
I was working across the street at Union National Bank after school.
Mhm.
I was in 11th grade. I started at the bank when I was 15. So I would go across the street and visit my cousin. And I went to a party one night, and this guy kept bothering me. And I was like, I can't do this. So he walked in, and I said, hey, could you pretend like you're with me so that I could get rid of him? And he did. That's all it took. Yeah. So that's
Well, that wasn't all it took.
That's all. That's all I got. You tell the rest so bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, like Edward R. Murrow. Now the rest of the story.
Uh-huh.
Lord, I saved her from this guy. We called him Wolfman. He was a very intelligent guy, but when he drank, he was, you know how people's personality change. So that particular day, we were at the party, like she said. I went down. I was on duty. I shouldn't even been at the party, because I was supposed to watch my hall. And I went down, and Roz was sitting there on the bed by this window, and he was all, So anyway, she said, "Can you get me out of here?" I said, "Yeah." So we go up to my room. I'm sitting in the chair. She's sitting on the bed. I'm sitting in the chair. She's sitting on the bed. 1 hour goes by. 4 hours go by.
And she just sitting there.
She's sitting on the bed talking.
I wasn't sitting there.
Talking. I'm sitting in the chair. All night long, almost. She fell asleep on my bed. And I'm in the chair, sleep, right? We wake up the next morning. Roz wakes up from the bed, making sure she was in. I was sitting in the chair asleep. I never bothered with you. I'm a gentleman. That was our first encounter. And what made it ironic was my mother and father were coming to visit me the very next day. That day.
Yeah.
It was a Saturday. So we got the party Friday night. So Saturday morning, my mom and dad were coming, and Rosie said, I can't be in here. I got to go. I said, no, you might as well stay here now. Yeah. And I introduced her to my mom and dad, and the rest is history.
I didn't know if I wanted to tell about that.
We didn't say anything about her spending the night or nothing like that, because,
Yeah.
No, but it was nothing happened. It was just the fact,
He saved me, though, I'm telling you. Yeah.
So from there, you would say you sparked a friendship?
Yeah, we sparked a friendship.
Yeah.
When I would come down, he would come and see me at my cousin's room, and then we'd go up. And of course, I was a partier at that time, so I went to every party they had down there.
Right.
And sometimes he would say, okay, you done partying? Oh, yeah, I guess so. But
it was different. It was different.
Yeah, we would go out. He'd get his dad's car sometimes. He'd come get me from Mount Washington. That's where I live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And we dated for 2 years. He graduated in 75 and we got married in 76.
Yep.
He graduated
from college in 75, May of 75. So in January.
You figure out how old I am. So keep going.
So how old were you when
I first met him?
Mm-hmm.
I was 16.
And so you were.
And I was 18 when I graduated. And then I got married at 20.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I was young when I got married. Not knowing anything, really.
Oh, not at 20.
No. My mother gave me a couple of tips.
Did it help?
Yeah, oh yeah. She said, you don't know nobody until you live with them. No matter how old you think you are. Oh, yeah. She said, so be prepared. See a different person.
My father said, I didn't send you to college to get married.
Yeah.
So you waited till after?
No,
he was just, want me to get a career and all that stuff
start
before you try to get married or anything. But what,
I wasn't going to allow him to come back here and find his high school sweetheart.
I didn't have it.
So he says he didn't, but
I was just
he
going
had
to
plenty women.
Judy Hellstar.
Yes.
I dated Judy for 3.5 years. Remember Mr. Raz Hellstar?
Yeah.
That's his daughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was,
Smart man.
She had a play. Her first plan was, "You're not coming back here to see Judy."
No.
Well, I don't think Judy was here, but
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for no girlfriend at that time anyway, because I knew, me and Roz had spent time together, and that was going to be it.
And when he graduated, came back home, got a job at McLean Trucking, and a year later, we got engaged.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So from the time of engagement to marriage?
It was only a couple months, really. It
Uh,
wasn't long.
we got married January 3rd, 76.
Mm-hmm.
I got out of college in May 75. I got hired at McLean Trucking in June of 75. Brought Rozzy here. We went to Louis Pachacchio's jewelry store and got our engagement rings and all that stuff. And it was probably August or September, and we got married in January.
Huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why so soon? Why?
Why wait?
Why not?
Oh, okay.
I mean, I could.
For everybody out there, why wait?
Yeah,
I think we knew each other pretty well.
Yeah, we did.
A couple years. That was
enough. Why a long engagement?
Yes.
You know.
Exactly.
I knew she was a special person for me
Yeah,
because
my
I was a
family
player.
concerns
Lou,
about
I was a player for a little.
You was a player?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I ain't gonna lie. When I was in college, man, things were different.
Well, you was the dorm guy
In the 70s.
You knew everything. Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah.
And once I became an upperclassman, I had my own room and my own shower and my own tub, and that was the attraction. I'm being honest.
It wasn't for me.
For me, right, it was the attraction.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, the girls would knock on my door and say, "Can we use your bathroom?" I would say, "Okay, yeah, sure." But back then it was different.
Right.
But that being said, they weren't in the same vein as Ross.
Right. So what was it about her? What was it about Miss Ross? Like
her smile.
I would say the smile.
Her laugh.
Mm-hmm. She likes to laugh.
And she was just cool. She was just. She was down to earth. You know what I mean? She wasn't a flaunting kind of a woman. She was just. She was different.
So that first night that she stayed, spent the night just talking, that didn't.
I told him about a lot of different things in my life. And I asked him about himself.
Yeah, we discussed a lot.
Yeah, we talked a lot.
Them were the good days. I mean, they're all good days, but looking back on it, you realize, it was a special time.
Yeah, clear.
Special time.
So, are we going on now? We're married now.
We're married.
Mm-hmm.
So that first year of marriage, do you remember that first year?
Yes, we had one car.
One bed.
I worked. We actually slept in his. When we first got married, his twin bed until our bedroom suite came. My mother bought it and it was shipped. It was being shipped, and so we slept. Of course, you're newlyweds. You don't care. Sleeping in a small bed. And
keep it warm. Huh?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we lived in Shenango Park Apartments. 1535 Park Drive, apartment 2C.
Yep, everybody started.
But it was brand new, Lord.
Yeah, it was different.
It was brand new. It was clean and nice.
I went to Shenango Park too.
It was very nice.
They started.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that was where we hung out.
When they
got our furniture from Lasky's Furniture.
Yep,
remember?
gave us a clock and a shelf free for our wedding anniversary.
Lasky.
Yeah.
That clock and shelf went to work with me.
When it lasted a long time.
Yes, it did.
So Shenango Park in a twin bed.
Mm-hmm.
And Roz was underage.
And he asked me one day.
I asked her, go ahead,
to go and get him some beer. I said, okay, like where? He said, well, you go, so that's be right there. Okay. So I go and I asked the guy, can I get a 6-pack of beer? And he says to me, do you have a driver's license? So I pulled out my driver's license and handed it to him. And I wasn't 21. He said, Miss, you're not 21. But I'm married. So I couldn't get it. I had to call and say, I can't get your beer. I'm not 21. And I guess I don't look 21 because he asked for my driver's license. I didn't even think about
Didn't even
that.
think about it.
Mm-mm.
Never thought about that either.
No. So
Yeah.
that was a joke
That
on
was the
me.
first year.
That was our
She
first
got
year.
lost driving because she wasn't familiar living around here at that time.
Went to Shenango. I came from Shenango Park Apartments to Golden Dawn to go grocery shopping. And I came out and said, well, which way did I come? I wasn't paying no attention. I had to call him. Okay, I'm at Golden Dawn. How do I get back home? He said, you kidding me? I said, no, I wasn't paying attention.
Like,
So I don't want to get
I'm
lost
from
here.
this town.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm from Mount Washington.
Yeah. I'm from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah. I learned quickly though, because we left Shenango Park after a year.
Right.
And moved to where we're at now.
Yep.
Because they wanted to raise our rent. I said, well, if they're going to raise rent, we might as well
Right,
buy a
right.
house.
Way back,
Mm-hmm.
1977.
Yeah.
You bought a house.
We bought our house in 77. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
$12,500.
Yes.
Always remember that number.
well, your number is off.
Yeah.
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 You said 12.
Oh,
So yeah, it wasn't too long after y'all got married.
No.
Yeah.
I worked at the bank.
She was at the bank.
Oh, that's
So
right.
they
I was
were
working for the clean truck.
Oh, because you had to.
I worked there. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't a problem.
Yeah, we both were working. We have no children, so No, I make good money at McLean Trucking back then.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, yeah, it was.
It was a different time.
Yeah,
It was really different.
Okay,
Things
let's
were
fast
booming.
forward to
Come on.
children.
children.
Ooh, Maurice was our first. He was a twin, and I didn't know I was having twins. And his twin was born with a defect, and he lived for 4 months,
Oh,
Yeah,
and then he passed away.
didn't know that.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And so our little Reese survived.
I'll tell you a story too. When the twins were born, Rosie was still in Sharon, and they took the twins to Todd Children's Hospital in Youngstown.
Right.
For preemies.
Because they were premature. So I go to visit my children. I go over to Todd's Children's Hospital and I say, I'm looking for the Wright twins. And the nurse says, okay, come with me. Takes me back, man. There's 2 dark children, really dark children. And they're in the little
Twins.
area. They're twins. She says, here's your twins, Mr. Wright. I said, excuse me. Them are not my twins.
Those are my.
Lori, Reese and Michael was the other twin. They were so fair complected
Mm-hmm.
that lady automatically thought, because those were twins were
Right,
dark.
Oh, these are yours.
Yeah, she took me.
They were
I said,
beautiful.
take me to the Wright twins because they had blonde. Reese had blonde hair, so did his twin, and their complexion favored Roz
Right.
and her mom. And they were like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Ray." I said, "That's okay."
Yeah.
They're probably thinking to themselves, "That really."
Oh, we're gonna hear a story now.
Oh, yeah.
Wait till he sees what he thinks of his kid.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that was a tough time back then.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
And then after, we had Marcus,
yeah.
almost 4 years.
42.
Almost, yeah. And I thought that your first one, he was so mild.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Marcus was like a bulldog in a china shop. He can sit still for 1 second. I don't think he ever crawled.
He just got up and
I think so. And yeah.
In
So,
case you're watching.
yeah, I had. He's on his
when he's gone.
He won't be around.
You'll see the-
Yeah. So it was. He was, and I didn't go back to work till Reese was 6, so I was home. For the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So you talked about losing a twin. How did that affect you?
I was in I tell people this all the time. I was in a fall. I swear for Reese's first 3 years. I think he was cheated out of having my whole meat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I didn't talk to anybody. Nobody talked to me. No one said, "Are you okay?" You know, or can we sit down? You want to talk? Nobody said that to me. Nobody. And so I felt lost. And even though I mothered him, I felt like I missed out on some things that I could have done more. And when I got pregnant with Marcus, I had to snap out. I'm going to have another baby. I got to snap out of this. But I didn't go to counseling till almost 18, 19 years later. And the lady was so good. She was up at community counseling. She helped me through a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was hard.
You? How does it make you?
Well, the initial, it was shock initially because you never expect nothing like that to really happen. And to be honest with you, I never gave any thought about a child not being born perfect. You know what I mean? Not in the sense you got all your limbs, your faculties, whatever. But I was mad and happy at the same time because when you see Reese, you see Michael because that we named him Michael. So for me, that was some consolation. I didn't realize Roz was really going through what she was going because we never really, when that all happened, we never really didn't have a good conversation about it. You know what I mean? And I guess I felt bad inside, mainly for her, that I didn't say a few things where we could figure out where both of us were. We really didn't do that. But my other side was dealing with dealing with employment with people of other persuasion, asking me about my twin little monkeys, things like that, little racist terms that they used when I was working at McLean's. You know, that kind of that kind of put me on edge because I was working at McLean Trucking, and I was the only black foreman, and dealing with my counterparts who knew we had twins. With the one gentleman that just spoke out of turn. You know what I mean? So, but again, Roz and I got to see the baby. We had to take him to Erie Infant Home because he could no longer be hospitalized at Todd's. So we would drive to Erie. And what was our consolation? We were there one day to see the baby because the baby was blind. That baby reached out, grabbed the finger.
Each of them.
Like the baby knew we were there. He knew we were there. And me and Ross both were like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He grabbed our finger and we went home.
He died right after.
Oh, wow.
He passed away. But the consolation for us was, I'm okay. Yes. So, that part it was hard. It was,
not knowing that you're having twins. And I had 3 ultrasounds.
They couldn't.
Still didn't show.
One was hidden.
And I just prayed and asked God for a healthy baby.
Yep.
And I had to kind of feed myself the words that if God blessed me with what I asked for, what was I going to complain about?
Right.
That He was my bonus.
Yep.
Right.
And so I looked at it that way. And people say, "Oh," I said, "Well, I have to move, forward, and in order to do that, I got to make sense of it for myself."
Yeah.
Yeah. We had dealt with loss. Losing actually 2. And it was difficult. I think Luther had hard time with it because he said, kind of like nobody asked him if he was okay.
Yeah.
Everybody would ask, come to me.
Right.
I would just tell them, don't come to me with them clues. Oh, God knows
I
know that.
Right.
I don't want to hear it.
Right.
My baby's still gone.
Yes, exactly.
You get to hold them and bring the baby in. And, it's kind of like, I'm just looking at my dead baby. What am I going to do now?
Right.
But it was, it was hard for us. It was, okay, God. No tea, no shade, but you got crackheads out here having babies. Like fly. One right to the other, not taking care of.
Yep.
And I can't, I'm serving you, doing what you're asking. And why would you take my baby?
Yep.
Then we go and we have another one. We lose another boy.
Okay.
And so we're like, just forget it. I almost died of it. So you need to save the baby before they save you. And I'm developed toxemia, just turned gray, all of that. I looked at finally and said, take it out. Take it out. I can get another baby. Take it out, say my wife. And it was, I don't even know if we didn't even look at, like, I don't see, anything. So it was rough.
It is rough. I don't think people understand that. I don't care if the child is 19 or 1 day old. When you see that baby that you produced,
and then when you don't have it,
yes, exactly.
It was like I feel empty because I carried this baby.
Right.
Now I no longer I need something.
Right.
And Luther was like, okay, that's it. We're not having any more babies. No more kids. I don't want to go through it again. And then we just, once I decided I wanted another one, he was like, oh, I'm not doing that. So I just really prayed and I asked God just to soften his heart, and I wasn't going to force it on him.
Right.
If I wanted to get pregnant, I can get
You knew what to
pregnant.
do.
Right. But I wasn't going to do that. I wanted it to be together. I didn't want him to be upset. And then finally he said, all right, I'm ready. So he was ready.
Oh, good. And look at.
And then here we go. And then we had a third boy. We had Jim. We had Jim.
I wanted a lot of kids though.
Yeah.
I wanted 7.
Ooh.
I want to be like the Waltons.
Yeah.
And after Marcus, Mike was like, I don't think so. I think this should be it. I was like, just one more? No, this is not happening. So he convinced me not to have it. But I did want more.
Looking back, we could have.
I tell him
maybe had a girl. That was right.
I didn't really care. Boy, girl, it didn't matter to me. I just wanted a lot of kids.
As long as they were healthy.
Yes.
Like I said, you never give that any thought.
Yeah. But I'll tell you something else you never give thought of. I see a lot of young people, their parents are dying now. And you never give thought that you're not going to be there for your kids your entire adult life, whatever.
Yep.
And you realize, no, God blessed you to live to see your kids grow up, to have grandkids. Come on, we better be thankful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we have 6 and 1 on the way.
Yeah. So we feel like we're blessed to see this.
But we just recently started thinking about that.
Yeah.
And that's unbelievable for us. When we sat down, we said, we never realized we could have died while our kids were little.
Yes.
We just had that conversation recently because that thought never crossed our mind. You know what I mean? It just never even crossed our mind until we start thinking about other people
that we know.
And it's just it's amazing how.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're not guaranteed to.
You're not right.
Even now, we ain't guaranteed we're gonna see the evening.
The evening.
Oh,
like I said, here today, gone today.
Yeah.
Here today, gone today.
So
I guess tomorrow.
As we got older, or as we get older, you got a different perspective on life.
You do.
And things that happen in your life, you get a different perspective.
Really do.
Right.
It does change some things.
Absolutely.
The older we get, and even with us in our relationship.
Oh yeah.
Now it's like, we know all we got.
Yeah.
We're not going nowhere.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Our kids are grown. Although we see them a lot, they still have their own lives.
Right.
Yes.
And once they're gone out of the house, then what?
And look at them.
It's like,
okay.
Yeah.
But
not that bad.
It's just like when you first get married, though. You're back to that. It's just the two of you.
Right.
So for us, we have a good time still. We still,
You all do.
We hold hands. I still like holding her hand, and
yes,
the little small things. You make a little card, or like when her birthday, I make a cake and make a real card, not a store. We do little things like that.
Yeah.
That makes it better.
It does.
We play Monopoly cards, where there's little things that you do
I always buy the little books. When you had your thing.
Oh,
it's like a nighttime book, and you can open the page, and it gives you something to talk about.
Or the ones we read at night.
Yeah.
The little love books. You open it up, honey. She got them books. You just read 4 or 5 pages in the evening, and then you just go on. But you got to be different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
You got to keep yourself thinking about, no matter how old you get, she still is your wife. You
yes.
still are her husband.
Exactly.
So we're gonna have our issues, and no question about that. But me and Ross, I can tell you, we say our little arguments, and then 5 minutes later,
It's over.
we don't even know what we talking
Right.
about. But that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
The 50-50 love for sure. Because whatever she need to get done, I'm gonna help her with, and
Right.
she gonna do the same. But now we have she do the inside, I do the outside.
If I say,
I'll
doing his with, it's like, oh, okay. So what are you gonna do? I don't, and I'm not good at outside. I'm good at planting anything.
Yeah.
They never grow, whatever I plant.
Uh-oh.
Never. Flowers, one time not one of my flowers grew.
She don't have a green thumb.
I don't know what it is. And he said, do you talk to him when you? I said, yeah. Get in there.
Get down in
Yeah,
there.
hurry up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I cut grass one time and I went the wrong way, right, or whatever. And he said, "Oh, did you cut my grass?" I said, "Never again." I said, "Tell me again."
There are just some things, some things you just gotta,
But now when he plants, I do have to help him. He sits on a little store. I help him plant some of his garden.
Yeah, it's a little different as you get
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah, you can get out.
Yeah,
Now,
you
think about getting down and you looking like,
I won't get back up.
yeah, I don't know about
but it's good.
How's that? Can you guys hear us? Crystal Blue is on. She said, "Oh, and then we got Patrice Lee who said she loves us all. We love you,
Crystal.
I love you too.
Crystal.
Crystal.
She's supposed to be going to see Maxwell.
Monica said she'll be just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, she did put so much about Maxwell, didn't she?
Yeah. And I made
Yeah.
a comment. We watched Maxwell at Cincinnati Music Fest this year. He was
Oh,
terrible.
yeah. Was it?
Oh,
He
my
complained.
gosh.
He came
He
on
just-
last.
He closed the show.
And when you close a show, you really want something that's gonna stimulate you, move you. And he did all ballads. He didn't try to
People
mix
were
it up.
screaming
People were leaving,
out.
and he commented, and he kept commenting. Like just ignore them and just you
Right.
here to entertain. You ain't worried about the
It was
crowd.
mass exodus of people.
Yeah.
And it was at the Cincinnati
So it was obvious.
football field. There was a lot of people in that stadium,
Right.
and they just
Down at the bottom, they really
they were
were
getting up out of them seats and running, man. I mean, he can still sing, but
Yeah, he did. He has a voice.
yeah.
Mix it up a little, you know.
So let's go back to
let's go
these
back
I'm listening.
these little book shine.
Yeah. I think that the last time you had something for your anniversary, I had little cards.
Mhm.
I still have those. They're just little tidbit things that you say that you don't think to say to someone. You pull one out, and they could say something nice about somebody, or you could ask someone, ask a question.
Yeah.
Like an example would be, what's your plan for tonight? That would be a question that, no, I'm not asking you, but you would ask your man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, what's
Or like we did a video and Carmen helped us. I got all dressed up. This was during the pandemic, so we didn't want to go to a restaurant. I got all dressed up and
We got all dressed
we
up.
did. Yes, we both did. Sorry, sorry, we. I tend to say I, but we.
Yeah, she did.
And we had some friends that bought us different things for dinner. And
Champagne.
I had a tablecloth, candles, and music my son put to the video. But we came into the kitchen and my husband was popping the cork for the champagne, and he was taking a long time. Good thing my son knows how to edit. But want to skip this? He finally got it off. And so we went to the table. We gave a toast to each other. It's a video. So
yeah, we did.
So it was really nice, and
we had dinner.
Things like that.
And we had a little saying for each other. That
yes,
we didn't write anything. We just said, "I'm thankful for you because of." Little things like that.
So was our anniversary.
Yeah, it was good.
Celebrating that. I think that helps you in your marriage when you think of things like that instead of the norm.
When you did our anniversary party.
Yes.
And
the cherries.
I remember the cherry. Then we had to take cherry stems. And we had to put them in our mouth. And we had to kiss each other.
Well, you had to feed each other the cherries. You couldn't touch them. Remember? They were in a container. And one person picked them up. Okay. The other person took the cherries, and you had to take the pit out and give it to your partner.
But we also had to tie the stem. So in order to tie them down, you had to, just things with your tongue. And the thing about it was, and I loved it. Some people were uncomfortable with it.
Oh, I remember. A couple people were, and I said, "But you're married." I mean, and we're adults.
And that's, and I think that's a part of marriage that
intimacy.
Yeah, intimacy is such a hard thing for couples to talk about.
Right.
And then if you add the church into it, it's like, oh, let's not talk about it.
Right.
Like, no, this is where y'all need to talk about it in a healthy way. But they were so uncomfortable. Like, what? How y'all?
Well, if you still kiss your husband or your wife, what difference would it make?
I don't.
You know what I mean? Unless they don't. Unless they.
I still have
we always
picture on my wall.
Yeah.
I still have it on my wall in my kitchen.
We need to do that again.
I loved it.
I had such a good time. Me too. Much fun. Me. It was
that was
so
good.
much fun. Yes. I think we have some different people here.
But I just feel that some people are comfortable talking about things, and other people. I love my husband.
Yeah.
I don't feel like as a married couple for 48 years. Boy, there's a lot of stories that I could tell. That I just feel that if it helps somebody, because there are times that we argue, and I always say, I don't ever want to go to bed angry. For fear that you would never have the opportunity to,
don't let the sun
but I hear people say for weeks.
I just stay up.
I can't even imagine living in a house and you're not talking to somebody. First, I'm not going to stop talking to nobody that I know for a week.
For a whole week.
Yes. So yes.
Yeah, there's times when I do look at, look at like, yeah, she does. Brother, why are you here? Yeah. But I love my husband and I know he loves me.
Yes.
And you might have more problems expressing intimacy out in the open. I don't have no problem with it. Right. I don't know. That's what God designed it for. Married couple.
Yeah.
For us.
We kiss anyway, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
care. Church, we'd be at church sometime, and after church, go back and give Ross a kiss. People say, y'all need to get a room. Ain't about getting a room.
Right.
It's about you just because our saying every morning is, did anybody tell you they love you? We say that all. If she don't say it first, I say it. You know what I mean? So it's little. It don't have to be nothing.
Yeah, he doesn't like this.
Well, don't bother me. I always got Roz's hand.
Yeah.
The whole time I known her, we always held hands whenever we walk. And you just, she part of. She part of me.
People don't do those things.
Right, absolutely.
People don't experience.
That's right.
My mother used to say, if the person can't come in, and they hit the blowing a horn, they're not worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
yes, exactly. There's just so many things that young people are missing out on as far as just etiquette.
Yeah.
And they don't talk. This is them.
Yeah. You got to talk. Communication is the key.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because if you can't talk to each other.
One thing that we talked about is for me, I Luther too. I just love to laugh. I love
Me
to
too.
have fun
Yeah.
and joke and play. And I don't care if it's watching a reel and I'm like, oh, I'm cracking
Yeah.
up.
Yes, we watch reels.
Baby, look at this.
That's what he says. Yes.
Or the movies. We
Well,
watch,
my husband, we watch movies,
watch movies. See, we
and
go crazy.
when it's over, you know how the credits come and
Mhm.
the music comes on. He gets up and dances for me. I mean, dances. You hear me all over the place. Depending if it's slow or fast, he goes. And I say, "Get it, honey, get it."
See, you
But
won't get up.
and all that he'll say, "You want that?" No, the end of my show.
It's still entertainment.
Yes,
So those are just little things that you all crafted that you all decide.
Like,
Right?
Mhm.
That's what y'all.
yes, yes.
So if you're watching a movie one time and he does not get up and do that, but you looking at him like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
sometimes she, yeah. But sometimes it,
Sometimes we're ready for the next movie.
Oh, okay.
she's a movie buff.
I love.
She
movies.
want to watch movies all day. I could watch 2 and then I'm ready to go.
I
She,
watch about 5.
she can watch continuous.
Oh my gosh, my whole
Continuous.
family are movie and TV buffs.
Oh.
I mean, I would.
Oh, man.
My mother, when I was a kid, Johnny Carson, and I said, "Mom, can I stay up to watch?" She said, "Only if you. I don't have to get you up in the morning." So that was our rule. So it didn't matter. I think I started watching him at 13, and I stayed up every night. And I still don't go to bed till 12 o'clock every night.
I can't do
No
it.
matter what's on. I don't care what's on. I watch anything.
Go to bed.
Yeah.
10:30.
Yeah.
But it depends. If the kids are here or anything, we stay up later. But normally, my thing is, Rosie watched them 2 movies, Lori. It's
She
like
sneaks
being in
away.
church. I take my CD and I sneak around the corner because our bedroom is right around the corner from the living room because it's on one floor, right? I go around the corner and then she'll say, "Are you asleep? Are you leaving me?" I said, "Yeah, honey, I'm going in here."
And we just sit there watching.
You watch something.
Like last night.
You know, I'll turn it off, see what station is on, go in the room, put on that station. Then I'll wait till I don't go to bed before sleep before 12. I just
I
don't.
turn on the thing. But then I play video games too, so that's my other thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
PlayStation 5 and
Uh-oh.
I just, I love playing the video.
You're a gamer.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a real gamer.
Yeah.
On Wednesdays,
Yeah.
him and Jerome Flint, his buddy,
Y'all play against each other or y'all
Yeah.
online?
Against each
Oh.
in person on
Oh,
Wednesday,
okay.
and then we get online during the rest of the week. But Wednesday is a specific play day, home and home, and we start at 9:30 in the morning, and we end about 4:30 in the afternoon.
Shut up.
Yeah, I
They
fixed
eat
breakfast sandwich, coffee, donuts, fruit, and we just play all day. And that's another good thing because
Yes.
it's a
Salad.
yeah. And then Jerome, like Brother said, was my very first friend. He lived
Yeah.
on French Street. I lived on Spearman, where the German home used to be in Farrell.
Yeah.
And that's how very first friend.
Yeah.
And we still
That's fine.
we go at it. But Lori, that's a good thing. That keep you
yeah.
just,
Your
there's the
dexterity.
mobility in the fingers.
Right.
And you gotta
Your
think,
mind,
you gotta
you
Yeah,
think.
you gotta think. Oh yeah.
So it's, and then if my sons are online, they'll say, "Dad, you want to get in the game?" And yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah, they're still gamers. They love to play.
Yeah.
And then
You wouldn't even think that, huh?
I like to read. I read. I write for the paper every
Right.
once in a while.
Are you still ready for them?
That one came
Yeah,
out
so
yesterday.
and like Luther said, I'm still on with Roz too. We're still on boards, involved with boards. So
Yeah.
and, that keeps you
Right.
rolling. I like to golf, so
And you guys like to travel.
we like to
Yes, I
travel.
love to travel.
Yeah, so
Not every time, every year the Jazz Festival. Oh,
Yeah.
The Wrights.
oh
Yeah.
it's the
And
best.
right on the bus.
We
And
have a good time.
We do a thing in Pittsburgh with his college friends.
Yep, they do.
They did a white
Scorpion Club.
yeah.
They do differently, like
And
all
live
white.
band,
Yeah.
DJ.
Okay.
It's really
It's
nice.
And then I still do comedy. I have a comedy
Okay.
show I got to do in Pittsburgh in October. So yeah, I still do Christian comedy. I'll do regular comedy too. If somebody, not as much as I used to. When I was working, I did a lot of people would call me all the time. So, but yes,
Reverend Show You Right.
Reverend Show You Right.
Yeah.
And Reverend I used to cheat him.
Oh.
You don't know him. That's my associate pastor. Reverend I used to cheat him.
No, we didn't meet him.
Huh?
I said, we didn't meet him.
You didn't meet him. He's a little Rastafarian man.
Anybody out there that want to book Mr. Wrights?
Yeah, just call him. Yeah,
Give him a call.
that's right.
He's ready.
I'm good. I enjoy
Back on
that.
the show.
I enjoy it. It's been good.
Question.
Yes.
Who's a better communicator? And have you had issues in communication? I mean, a lot of couples have communication issues, but do you think who would be the better communicator?
I'll
Ross?
say that maybe
Ross.
boisterous and I speak up.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I speak, it's too fast or too soon. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And so I would say that if I would think about it, I'd be better.
Yeah.
Sometimes I
It
feel
just
like
comes out.
yeah.
Okay.
But we have
Like
I guess we both communicate.
yeah, I think that if it's something we want
Yeah.
or something we need to say, neither one of us has a problem saying it.
Okay.
Neither one of us. And I think that that's a good thing because I'm willing to hear what he has to
Right,
say.
right.
And that's vice versa. He's willing to hear, even though mine is probably louder.
No, but Roz asked me a lot of things that she doesn't understand sometime, and we just,
Yeah.
you gotta be open to tell her,
Right.
honey, this is it. This is the way this is supposed to be, or whatever. And she'll say to me, "You're wrong this time," or whatever. And she says that quite sometimes. Honey, you're wrong. But
We can't blame it. I look it up. I'm a serious. Can you tell me something?
yeah. And then I guess the male chauvinist side comes out sometimes. I do say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm saying she don't know that.
She don't know what she's talking about.
I shouldn't be that way because she does know,
Can you check
Yes.
something?
That's stupid thing.
Chauvinist.
No, please. No.
I think it's part of every man.
You always tell me.
I think it's part of every man.
It's in it. Yeah.
Listen,
I think a lot of men have that.
he definitely has issues at times with certain things that I say and do, especially here at the shop.
Yeah.
Because this is my baby.
I got you.
I've been doing this. I could do this in my sleep. Almost 20 years I've been doing it. So he comes in the shop. He's been working full time here now for about 2 years. And
He got you that sigh.
all my times when Jesus, how many times do I have to tell you to do it this way? And I think he doesn't want to do it that way because I'm telling him to do it.
Yep.
And he'll use an excuse where, well, babe, I just thought.
Yeah.
And we could be in some heated discussion. I'm like, look, don't think. I'm not asking you to think.
Oh,
Don't think. Just do it like this.
Yeah.
But the male side, is like, tell me what to do. And I explained to him, when this leaves out of here, nobody knows that you printed it, right or wrong. They're going to say, look what Lori did.
Yeah.
Lori at 2J's messed my stuff up.
Yeah.
So that's on me. I want you to do it this way. So there's a lot of, he says it's not, but it is.
Yeah.
well, I will say this. I will give in to him when I don't know and ask him, can you do this? Because like the TV, I am not good at like you have the fire stick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good at all of that. And so I let him take care of that. In fact, the other day I said, baby, something happened. I don't know what all this stuff's going to be doing. So I said the other day, I need to learn how to do this.
That's right. So I told you, you got to learn how to do it.
But I hate new things. Now, I will say that I did enough on the computer at work that I was like, I don't ever have to do.
You got
to keep up.
So yeah.
Fire stick.
Luther won't. You won't do too bad Now we have the Roku TV.
Oh, Roku.
Okay.
So we happen to lose our remote. We didn't know what to do. How are we gonna change the TV? We couldn't find the remote. We still haven't found the remote. And she's like,
I
"Mom,
think
download the app."
kids
Yeah.
stole it.
Download-
Grandkids.
So, oh.
That's
So-
Download it.
So we
Yeah, they have
Got it on your phone.
So
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
like
As you get younger, you still got to keep up.
And then you have
Still
10-year-olds that can maneuver on these
4 or
things.
5.
Yes.
Yeah, they can
Oh,
do
yes.
it for you.
Yeah, grandkids.
Like, Gigi, give me the air.
Yes.
They can do it. But,
Then wait a minute. She gonna say, I said, baby, there's something wrong with it. She says, nothing wrong with that. It's just user error. That's what the problem is.
so much technology in it.
That's a good
Yeah.
user error.
There is nothing wrong with that.
It's the person with the phone. User error.
Oh,
So what do you think your children would say about your marriage?
I think that I've heard them say that we were a good example for them.
Yeah.
They've told us that, and I appreciate that. And I tell them though, we were good parents, and we showed them the love that we have for one another. Don't think that it was perfect, because nothing's perfect, and that there's always going to be questions or problems that you have as a couple. It's the point is, do you want to work it out?
Right.
To stay. Because I tease my people. I say 1107A, 1107B. I'm gonna send you the A. That's upstairs. No, I said we're gonna have two
I'm
addresses.
just saying right here. B.
I said we ain't going nowhere, so you going up to A.
Yeah, I think they. I think.
You know.
Do you think they modeled? Do you see your sons
They're
with
good
their
parents.
wives like
And
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I think Marcus's wife, she is one of the kind that keeps the romance going.
okay?
She's gonna have date night.
Oh,
So I realized that Maurice and them are starting that now, his wife. So yeah, I think that they get it, that you can't just raise children and not have a life.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
And I mean, their lives are busy compared to ours going in the city. You know, you have a mom who's a principal of a school, separate from Marcus, who is a biology teacher. And you have two kids,
Yeah.
11 and 9. They're
And I'm sure they're in sports.
oh yeah,
kind of
soccer big
everything.
time.
Yeah.
And then you have Maurice, who has a 13-year-old, soon to be 14, that lives with her mom. And then you have a 2-year-old that's living. So you got to maneuver all of that.
Yeah.
But they're so good at it. I mean, I have to say that both Denise and Reese have found a way to manage their lives with back and forth with Leah, and she's used to it too, and she's comfortable with his new wife, who has been married for a while.
Huh?
They just had their anniversary.
3 years.
3 years,
Been together 8.
but they've been together for 8.
Yeah.
So
Anniversary today.
yes.
Oh, I saw.
Yeah,
I did see
yes,
it.
it is.
I did see.
So happy anniversary, babes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they do well with both kids. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they understand the sanctity of marriage.
Exactly.
Because it's a two-way street.
It is. It is.
That's the way me and Rob always went. You know, I don't mind washing the clothes. I don't mind doing dishes. I don't mind doing anything. Because we, like in the old school, growing up, reciprocal trade agreement.
Right.
Yes.
You give me this, I'm gonna give you that. So that's the way it should be, I think.
Do not try to cut his hands off with the dishes.
Yeah, she don't want me to do dishes.
See,
I think
Luther
I
about
like
do
doing dishes.
Luther do.
I don't mind
I
at
don't want
all.
to do dishes. I want to wash clothes.
You
But-
don't? I love to wash clothes too.
And I will wash some, but Luther, he doesn't,
Mhm.
because I'm so busy at the shop, and then I'll go work, nursing him.
Yes.
Doesn't.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
No, I beat
I had a heart
to
attack
that.
a couple years ago. She told me after my heart attack, there's nothing wrong with you. Get up. Get up and get this stuff. Get this stuff done.
So get the
That's a true story. She wasn't gonna let me sit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
She did that.
that's good.
He was 49 when he had his heart. He had the widowmaker.
Oh,
Yeah, he was 98% blocked.
wow.
He had 2 stents placed, and he has a defibrillator.
Okay.
But I said, babe,
Praise to God.
Yeah,
I said,
absolutely.
True.
I
I
said, if
agree.
God
Yes.
was gonna take you, he'd have took you.
Right.
Exactly.
So you're
Right.
here for a reason. He
Yeah.
was, oh, babe, talking to my doctor. I think I'll just go on disability. I don't know how you're gonna do that because I'm gonna have to fill out the paperwork, and I'm not filling out the paperwork. You're not going on disability. There is nothing wrong with you. You're not the first person to have a heart attack. Get it together, and you going on back to work. So after a year, he went back. But let you have this time. He would be like, "Can you fix me a cup of coffee? Fix this cup." But we got a Keurig.
Oh,
You put it in there, push the button. I'm not doing
Oh,
it.
you have a cure.
I'm getting the big man.
Act like you have cook the meal works. I said, no, I can't do it. So get it together.
Yeah.
that's right.
Get it together.
Well, Mikey's my grill master. He does all the grilling on the grill, steak, ribs, chicken, whatever.
And our Saturday morning chef.
And he's the Saturday morning chef.
Yes. Breakfast
So
on.
every Saturday?
Well,
Saturday.
Yeah, but she
unless
really,
I
she
want
been
oatmeal. I love
reneging.
oatmeal
Oh, okay.
She been
with
reneging
my
on it.
blueberries.
She
with
had-
nuts. I concocted.
I'll fix a full breakfast for her.
And I
Eggs,
said, no, I
bacon,
don't want all that.
you know, with it. Then now she wants oatmeal, so I don't.
And I don't like instant oatmeal. So get that right. It's the long oatmeal. So by the time he gets done with his breakfast, my oatmeal is done.
On Saturday only, you know.
Right.
Let's have a full breakfast, you know.
You should eat oatmeal Sunday through Friday. Yeah.
She could eat that anytime. But she, I
Sundays.
think she just recently started.
Saturdays are cool.
Yeah. Always had eggs, bacon, or eggs and
No, I
sausage,
do love
coffee,
his,
toast, you know.
pancakes.
Oh, and then I'll make pancakes.
Yeah, he makes good pancakes.
Call us.
Yeah, good pancakes.
Us too, Reggie. They are 2 of our favorite people. Reggie Davis.
Who's that?
Reggie Davis.
Oh, Reggie.
Uh-huh.
He used to work for you. Ain't that the Reggie used to work for you? Reggie Davis.
Reggie Davis.
Yes.
We got to get him and
Good
his wife
man.
on.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
They
a
have.
good guy.
Yes. Oh, they're wonderful couple. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm happy that my marriage lasted
48.
48 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
48 years is long.
Seemed like only yesterday.
Yes,
I
it
was gonna
does.
say, did it go fast?
It
I
did.
know.
I can't believe my kids are Reese's 40, he'll be 46 this year. And I'm like, what? He's catching up to me.
But we almost didn't get married. I should have just tell you this.
Uh-oh.
The day of the wedding, I'm back there with the preacher and keep looking at the clock. And his brother's mom ain't there. Half an hour, 1 hour. Where's mom at? Brother said, I ain't getting married till my mother show up. I'm in the back room with the preacher, and he keeps saying, I'm gonna be all right, son. He keeps happy. It's gonna be all right. She gonna show up. Johnny Raxter, I don't know if you remember the late Johnny Raxter. He was my best man. So me and Johnny and the preacher back there, and the preacher looking out there, looking. Finally, they said she's here. So our wedding was delayed. How long?
An hour.
About an hour and a half.
No, it was an hour.
It was long.
It was
to me.
an hour. It was an hour.
It was long.
I was getting ready to go back and still tell them to go to the reception and that we'd be there.
Oh my goodness!
You know.
And it was in
She
the
got
dead of
lost.
winter,
Yeah, it was
January
January.
3rd.
Wow.
It didn't snow though till the next
Till,
day.
yeah, the next day.
But
And as we left the wedding reception, I always remember Rosalind's mom hitting me in my side of my arm saying, you better take care of my daughter. She was pounding my arm. And Rosie's mom was heavy-handed. And she was tearing my shoulder up. I always remember that. And then the next day at her house, she would tell Rosie, get up and fix your husband some breakfast.
I said, why can't he get up and fix me something?
Thank you.
Because
I
her
said,
mom
I
was
told-
old school.
I said, I'm
now.
not gonna be like you. I'm not fixing his
Her
dinner
mom was old school.
after I done cooked. But I had to laugh. It was yes, indeed.
She was old school. That's
she
what
was
I like.
old school.
Her mom was
So
cool.
I got up.
Yeah.
Fixed him some
Yes,
breakfast.
you did.
In fact, I fixed everybody some breakfast.
And we drove to Farrell with no heat.
Farrell with no heat.
Wow. Wow.
He had an old car that.
Didi was said, Miss Rosie and Elder.
We had a car with no heat.
What?
When we drove from after the
y'all
wedding, we had a car. I had a car with no heat.
And so we drove
And it
home.
was wintertime. And it wouldn't go in reverse either.
Wasn't no turning back.
Wasn't no turning back.
No turning back. We was on our way. And he found out it was just a switch. Yeah, no.
A little switch that came off the end of the heater vent. All they do is put it over a little lever, and
The heat came on.
I didn't know.
Had each other though.
That's all.
Yes, we
were
did.
all together.
We didn't care.
In that twin bed.
Yeah.
In that twin bed.
And I remember sharing it with my sister before she got married. His uncle was saying how his wife would get up every morning. He had to be at work at like 5 in the morning or something. And she would get up with him to make him breakfast before he went to work. I told Luther, I'm not doing it. I'm not getting. Why would I get up that early? How about this? If you're up, you make me some breakfast too. How about you make some breakfast? I'm not doing that. But I always said I'm not going to start anything that I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I
That's
tell
right.
everybody that gets married. If you want to get married, then start the way you want it to finish. Because I do believe that people say, oh, it can't be 50-50. Yes, it can. It's how you start it off. And you got to be good listeners. Like I do listen to what Mikey says, and he listens to me. Look at her roll her eyes. Do we need to talk about this?
Yeah. We need to put a couch out here.
I do.
That'll be the next year.
Listen to him. And I think over the years, you learn to know your heart. And so that helps too. You know when they're not in the mood to talk, and you know when they're ready to spill what's wrong. I mean, and so you don't press that.
Yeah.
You let it go until they're ready. That's one of the things that I like about our marriage. If we don't, you could tell if I don't want to talk.
Right.
And I will come to him when I'm ready to talk.
And I stay in my lane.
Yes, that's his thing.
Stay in my
I
lane.
have a joke about the stay in the lane. That is his saying to everybody and everything. Stay in your lane. And so we went to pay for our funeral, and we bought our plot. I mean, then we picked out the headstone. And of course, when you're married, the thing that comes at the bottom is your maiden name. So she said, well, what do you want down here for him? Stay in your lane. And he's like, what? I said, this is what you say to everybody. Just stay in your lane. That needs to be on our stone. And so it's on there. Yeah.
But I don't want to be dealing with that right now.
Yeah.
But she can tell you the full story. When we got the plots, Lori, the lady took us up to the place and she outlined it with paint, right? And Rosie said to me, lay down
And make sure it's
and
long.
She said,
lay down here,
she said, Mikey,
it's
why
long
don't you
enough.
lay down to make sure that's long enough?
You lay down?
No.
No. Should I hit me?
See, there's little things like that can cause friction.
Just wanted to make sure.
That we laughed. That was even the lady she was cracking up.
I said, well, no.
She was cracking up. Oh,
Yeah.
The Jarvis.
oh, Rhonda.
So my mom's advice to me when I get married, when I got married, was you want to start off like you want to end up.
Yep, exactly. That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
I said I'm not.
That takes it.
I'm not
Yes.
getting up, cooking breakfast, and I'm asleep. I'm gonna get up out of my sleep, cook you breakfast,
and go back to bed.
Now I did get up and I fixed him when he was working at McLean. He had this big container. It was 10. It was a lunchbox, but it was one of them old fashioned. Yeah, and I felt like I had to fill it up.
Yeah.
So I was putting stuff in it, anything, sandwich, apple, banana. I was filling it up.
Yes, you did.
It's cold out there on that
And,
dock,
Man,
he said,
it was
"Oh,
cold.
you put
Yeah.
a lot in there." I said, "Yeah, I want to make sure you had enough. That thing is so
It was
big."
cold.
Yeah.
And
I asked
I
him,
worked in the shop, Luther. I was
yeah,
a foreman. I was the only black foreman out there at that time.
Wow.
And when that wind blew across that terminal,
Mm.
it was like ice hitting
Yeah.
your face. Oh my goodness.
uh,
Yeah,
Yeah, I
so
used to work on that dock.
you worked on
did
the
you?
dock?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I was in the other building.
We almost moved to Detroit at the terminal when they shut down here,
Yeah.
but we had just had a baby and brand new house. And I said, I don't think we should move. We don't know nobody here.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
They
and
offered
then,
me a
do you
job.
know they ended up
They
shutting
still shut
like
McLean's down.
McLean down?
Mm.
So glad we
So I
didn't
would have
go.
lost
Right.
Right.
We would
Right.
have
Yeah.
been up in Detroit.
Yeah.
So it all worked out
Yes,
though.
it worked out.
I
Yeah.
was off
Yeah.
for a year.
So God has watched us
Took
through
care
our
of me, yeah.
marriage, you know, took care of us.
Even when we didn't have a job.
Yes. For a whole year. And
Whole year.
I went to McDonald's. He told me I was too qualified.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't even hire me. Yeah.
I was like, we still
I
want to
couldn't
eat.
believe it. I know we wanted to eat.
Yeah.
So for a whole year we did not work.
We had $33 in food stamps.
Yes.
And unemployment was $140 a week. And we had 2 children.
Yes.
And we never missed a beat on the house, never missed a beat on the car.
Oh,
So,
we called and
you
asked
know,
the
when
bank.
people talk about losing
Yeah.
stuff and not being able to make it,
You can make it.
You
You
can
can
make it.
sacrifice.
but you got to pray.
Yeah. Pray hard.
And we did.
Yeah.
And we survived. You know, I did
God.
taxes, I cleaned the church, whatever I could do to make some
Yeah, but
money.
you're willing to,
Yeah.
willing
Yes.
to
Yeah.
get out
Willing
there
to
and
get out
work.
there and work.
Yeah, and it all worked out
Yes.
because then that's why I got hired at Food Warehouse. Who would have known? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And
So everything in it
yeah,
Yeah.
as
When-
place.
And you were there how many years?
at the Food Warehouse, I was there for 22 years,
Yeah.
and then I went to the Urban League
Mm-hmm.
for 10. But I had worked 8 years at McLean Trucking prior to that,
Prior to the Urban League?
prior to the Food
Everybody.
Warehouse.
Oh, the food house.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So everything, your steps are ordered.
Yeah.
They really
Yeah.
are.
My mother used to say that.
Yeah.
No matter where you think you're going, your
You-
steps really
Your
are
steps are
ordered.
ordered. And God took care of us.
He sure
Took
did.
care of you. I didn't even have a job. We never had. We still had food.
Yeah.
You know. So that's a testament to
Oh, that's
you know.
different.
Yeah. And we used the food bank
Yeah.
to get food.
And-
So
and
it was
that's
ironic
that was
he
the
went to
irony.
the food.
Yeah.
Eddie
Yeah.
West took me to Greater Mount Zion Church when it was on Fruit Avenue.
Yes.
And they used to have a food distribution. Eddie told me just get a brown paper bag, Mike, and we'll go down there. He took me down there. They
Yes.
filled that bag up because Marcus was a baby.
Yes.
They filled it up, gave me stuff for the baby.
And I ended
Who'd
up
have known? I've been,
Yeah.
there you go.
Wow. It made you appreciate it so much more.
Absolutely.
You had to come here.
Absolutely.
So you already knew.
And when I
what
got the
everybody
job
was
at the Food
feeling like.
Warehouse, my whole heart was about the same because them people wasn't bad people, just was bad time.
Yes.
And that's what we got to look at. You, like you were saying about the
Yeah.
homeless or whatever you give money to, it ain't about how they look or what. You just making sure that you do the right thing for them. So
Right.
that's the way it planned
Because
out.
you don't know. That could have been the last 20 he got.
That's
Oh,
right.
yes.
You know, I
Exactly.
don't
Yep.
know, but it wasn't up
Exactly.
for me to pass judgment
Yeah,
on
that's
him.
right.
Or,
Yep.
yeah,
Not
just
at
because-
all. Not at all.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So
It's God's grace and mercy.
That's it.
I will be since I'm on your podcast, I will be on WPIC in a couple of weeks
Oh, okay.
with Ron Harrod, and I'm going to
Oh, he's
discuss.
still-
We're going to discuss the racism that I experienced from early birth to
Now.
now.
So now,
Yes.
Yeah.
because it hasn't stopped.
No. It
Yeah,
isn't.
because I have some personal things that he wanted me to do the whole show, so I may have to do there for 2 hours, but I'm just giving you that
Plug away, T.
because there are some. No, but since you had the forum, it's still a relevant issue for all of us, no matter what.
Definitely.
So,
Oh, it's
yeah, I've had some
My son just told us about him with the
TSA agent.
Yeah, talking down to him. He said, "I'm getting ready to get this man's talking down to me, like I'm not human."
That's nothing.
that's a no,
Yeah,
but it's
no, because I felt like it did because he could have been one of these people that went off on this man,
Yeah.
and they could have not been on that plane. But Marcus has
Yeah,
good control and sense of his abilities
his emotions.
and emotions. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
and that takes a strong person sometimes to turn your head to that. You know?
First of all, I didn't know Ron Air was still doing.
Yes.
He's out of town now. He's gone up in Wisconsin for 5 months. He's coming back
For his wife,
couple
with his
weeks.
wife.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he's still doing that, Lori.
Yeah.
So over 40 years, I think. Yeah.
He just did one with Minister Tim and myself for Operation White House.
Oh, okay.
Sure did.
In the program that you are doing.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
No, that's your phone.
Ah. He knew.
I got mine on silent.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mossy Field, Mossy or the Wrights with a heart. I think you're like guys are everybody's favorite.
Well, we appreciate the love.
Yes.
We just try to do what's right as you go along. So,
But I think you all, even before I knew you all, first just to watch you and just to see how you interact with one another. You're always smiling when you're with each other, holding hands.
Oh, yeah.
You noticed that. I know I did.
Yeah.
Just them. You know, it was just like,
Thank you.
yeah, and I think that's why, I do now. Yeah. And we had our anniversaries paint and sip. It was like
Yes.
Yeah, that was
to
fun.
do.
That was great.
Yes, I really had a good
So
time.
be a part of it.
We had a good time.
But Lori, I think that a lot of it is you and I are a lot of like, you're joyful. You love life, and you don't let the minor things interfere with how you interact. I love people and I love life to the fullest, and I'm gonna live my life to the fullest.
And just have fun doing it because you
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
you don't.
So many people are leaving here.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Young, old, it doesn't even matter.
Yes.
You would see it in the paper or whatever, and you would look like, they're 80 years and 90 something. You're like, they lived their life.
They lived their life.
But when they're 35 and 42 and 60 and 65, you're like,
I agree with you. So
Amanda Pearson said relationship goals for sure. Yeah, you
It
guys
does.
but when people look at you all, it's like, oh, the goals, they say goals, relationship goals. Yeah, because we're like, oh, we want to be like this.
You know who I used to look at a lot? Miss Almeida and her husband.
Oh, okay. They were cute.
Yeah.
I used to think they were cute.
Oh yes, I did.
yeah,
they were always joyful and happy.
Yeah.
They bowled. I used to bowl with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just joyful.
Yeah.
Just a loving, joyful couple.
And that's the way we feel about you. I've never heard a bad thing about you. Like, he secretly beats her at night. People,
the Turner syndrome. Yeah, I know.
No, they won't be coming on.
No, we wouldn't be there.
No.
No, like I said, we have our little things every once in a while.
Yeah.
We just
for our debates about like he thinks I know nothing about sports, and he makes it.
I didn't say
He makes it known. And when when we're with his family and such, and if I say something that he disagrees, oh, be quiet. You don't know that. What?
Yeah, like,
and you don't say it to me when we're at home.
Lori, and that goes back to that chauvinist piece I was just saying to you. I don't think she should know sports, but she does. Okay, so as a husband, I don't want her
to know more
to know exactly.
Then when we're home and he asked me something, this is me.
Like, I don't know.
Oh no. Oh,
I didn't know this.
Then I don't know now. Yes.
Well, hey, I admit it. And that's the first thing. You admit it.
I'm like,
Harry's just afraid to.
I admit it.
I may be partial to certain people.
Right.
And I'll say that to them. I just like them just because I like the way they look.
Right.
I didn't say they were good or nothing.
Right.
But I just happen to like who was my quarterback? I can't even remember. He got
who? Aaron
Rodgers. I loved his eyes. And so I didn't care where he went. I was gonna watch him play.
And I say to her, he's garbage.
And I said,
she said, she don't care.
Said,
she got nice eyes.
We'll have debates about sports.
Yeah.
Because we both know sports pretty well.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to football, I don't know all of the terminology, but I know enough to know
Me too, I can
what
watch
y'all
a
they're
game.
doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
without feeling stupid or
Yes.
if there's certain rules. I'm like, well, what the heck is that? When did that come
Yeah.
about? You know, but yeah,
But
we can talk about sports.
I watch
Soccer.
soccer. I love soccer.
Okay.
And I watch Italian,
Oh, European.
European
Oh,
soccer and football.
Right.
And there's certain things that I watch that he doesn't know nothing about, and I'll try to explain to him anyway.
I watch a little bit of soccer, but I don't care.
But he doesn't. But I love soccer.
She watch curling.
Oh yeah, I love curling.
Sweep the
Is that
broom
what it-
down.
Oh,
Yes.
you
Oh
do.
yes, yes. And I know the rules and stuff.
I-
But he's like,
I-
See, I like things like that.
I don't question her on none of that. But you know.
Yeah.
You said, you got that.
See, let me ask my wife.
See, I love golf, but I don't know how to score.
Oh,
I don't know how
yeah.
to score.
Oh, you don't?
You know, when it comes to
Par,
par, and
birdie,
See birdies.
eagle,
and the eagle, and
albatross. Oh, see, that's another one. Albatross is
I always wanted to go
the
to play
two-stroke
golf,
shot. Albatross.
but
Do you want to go?
yeah.
Oh, see, I think it's the most boring
No,
no,
it's
see, I like
good
sports.
exercise.
chasing ball game I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
Good
no, no.
exercise.
When I was in
Get
high
out
school,
that
I had
fresh air.
lessons, and I was like, "This is not for me."
See, but I'm very competitive.
I love it.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, the idea
Yeah.
that
Oh,
I don't know
yeah.
how
I don't care about
it's
my
going to
score.
take me to get
I tried,
to,
you know,
right,
just
get
being
into
out there,
goal.
being
I'd have known that when we went to
Lily Cannon.
track
I
school.
golf for him.
Okay. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
go out.
He does. I
Yeah.
notice he golfs. a
Oh,
lot.
Lily golf a lot now.
Yes,
he goes
he
out
does.
with Vern Wright a lot.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, he's a golfer.
Vern
too.
Wright's a good golfer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's been golfing a long time. I just started like 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I really, at first I never picked the game up. And then after a while, I was like, yeah, I don't play basketball no more. That was my thing. You know,
And fishing.
fishing and bowling.
He hasn't been fishing in
So
I don't
I
know
fished
when.
this year with Reverend
Did you?
Harris. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay.
once.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, we went
So
once.
yeah, I like golf.
Yeah. I always wanted to go.
Yeah.
I did do a few things with Brother Charlie Mitchell. You know,
Oh yeah,
he
Uh-huh.
was a
my
Yeah.
man. He used to walk the course.
Oh
He
yeah.
never
yeah.
did
He
a
never
cart.
took
He
a cart.
didn't
Just
take a
started,
cart.
Yeah, he went there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to
in the
go.
last 10 years he got a cart, maybe.
I've never seen him in a cart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the Hickory VFW, he used to go there all the time.
Yep, that was his
That's
place.
where I used to go, and man, he'd be walking.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was in shape though.
Yes,
He
sir.
Yes.
kept himself in shape.
Yeah.
So he does a lot.
Yeah.
He has a lot of hobbies.
Yeah, so we don't do anything. We
Do you
work.
have a nickname for Luther, or you just call him Luther?
Just
Honey.
Lou?
No.
Just
You yell at me.
Sometimes.
We have a nickname for each other. We all Mikey
Oh, I got a
nicknames everybody
Uh-uh.
in the family. Everybody.
I just got it.
And what are your nicknames for me? What are your nicknames for me?
Robert, Bob,
Robert.
Spleen.
Robert, Bob. My dad's name was Robert.
Okay.
Call
And
him
Bob. You know,
Mhm.
like.
Call him Bob, and short for Robert.
Mhm.
Spleen, instead of saying Rosaline, I say spleen. She calls me
Gus.
Gus.
Okay.
I call him Gus.
Where Gus come from?
I wrote. He got honored one time, and I thought, everyone just gives you these dull introductions of. And they asked me to introduce,
She should have never.
and I said, "Oh, y'all should have never did that to me. Should have brought what I wrote." Anyways,
Oh,
I wrote this long thing
Yeah.
out about who he really was, about him watching games. Just everything that I could think of that he does at home. And when I got done, they were laughing so hard. And I said, "Well, this is Gus. So, AKA Michael Wright, you can come up with that."
Gus.
So I call him Gus.
and Lori, we were at a dinner one time, and Mark Longevity says, "Hey, Gus, how you doing?" I said, "See, Ross." He didn't forget that name. His name is.
Yeah.
Mark Longevity is not gonna forget it.
Sure is not.
He said, hey,
I'll
Gus.
never forget what Ross said. Your name is Gus.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said, you can
Sweet.
read his bio anytime you want. It's in the program.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you the real.
Hey, that's good.
So, you know, it was fun.
It's all right.
Yeah, and you like that because, like you said,
Yes.
you can't really bow. It's all accolades.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Either.
Exactly.
Who is he?
All I want to do is keep my name clean. That's what my father told me.
Yes.
As long as you keep your name clean, people respect you.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
Exactly.
So,
And I think, like I said, that's one thing that, you know, was drawn to us because your name was clean. You know.
yeah.
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 So.
We don't get in anybody's business. That's why I stay in my lane.
Yes.
If you tell me something in confidence, you told it to me and nobody else. So that,
exactly.
And I learned the hard way about that. How my own people got me. And I learned my lesson from that. Exactly. Because when you try to be nice to somebody and then they turn on you, you remember.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, yeah.
I forgive you, but I don't
Yep.
forget.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
I'm going to stay in my
That's
lane.
right. I'm staying.
And you're going to inquire.
Stay in my lane.
Inquiring minds one another.
That's right.
Not my mind.
Okay. So we're going to end it like this. If Roz could go out to dinner anywhere, where would she go?
You want me to name all of them? Or just
the first place she would
Old Charlie's.
That would be your first place?
I love Old Charlie's.
I do too. I like that little chicken and it's the
Crab
honey chicken.
Okay.
And the sweet potatoes and
I want
Stonebridge.
oh, you have to say it. Oh, you like Stonebridge.
She's like
I like
Stonebridge.
Stonebridge.
Olive Garden.
You coming with all
Well,
of
you know what? Every Sunday we go.
We go to dinner every
I
Sunday
don't cook.
Oh,
after
okay.
church. We just go different places.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's
But
not
your
that
pick
many.
would be Old Charlie.
Yeah.
It would be
We like.
I like Old Charlie.
I do too.
But I said today, what did I tell you today? I'm tired of going out.
Yeah.
I mean, like sometimes during the week, I said, well, let's just go out. I don't really want to go out. Let me just find something out.
Yeah, sometimes you get
because I don't want
We
to
go
go
out
out.
a lot.
And so because we go out on Sundays, I don't care if we go out during
But this Sunday may be a different story. Because the Steelers play at 1:00.
And so when he don't want to go with me, I got another man, Carmen O'Craig. So I'm never without a date.
Yeah, she going out.
Go to Sunday.
You don't mind,
I don't mind. She always brings me something back.
Yes,
She
that's
always
what I do.
does.
But
So
yeah.
I love her for that.
So, okay. If Michael could go anywhere without you, if he would go without you,
anywhere without me,
anywhere without you, where would he go? That you know you could pick up the phone and know that
he's there. If he could go, I'm gonna say that it would be golfing. If he could go, him and someone golf for the day without me, yes.
Do you ever go golfing?
No, you know what it tells me? Well, you can ride the cart.
She could.
I'm not stinking cart and following you. You know how many people saying, look at that poor woman. She ain't got nothing else to do. We
have to be in the car at the same time.
When
you don't have to, you know what I mean?
On Wednesdays,
I told her.
When he has his date, I go somewhere. I leave the house.
Let him do what.
Let them do. When he goes over to Jerome's house, I'm okay with that. I go somewhere. I do something.
But do you feel that's good? Like the time apart, just
exactly.
Yeah. She goes up.
I had my breakfast.
She goes to breakfast, lunch, or whatever with people.
I go to different
I think
people.
It's a good thing.
To lunch with different people. To breakfast with different people.
You still can't confine yourself. That's all. You still enjoy it.
And I started doing a little bit of work with Operation Lighthouse, so it gives me time to get out. Yeah. That's good.
But I'm happy being at home too. So.
Yes, he is a homebody. He would rather. He says no to everything until I say, "Come on, Mikey, come on, Gus," and then he'll say, "Okay." Or he'll say, "You know me," so I'll go ahead and get the tickets, and we go.
Well, but lately I've been surprising her.
Oh yes. I'm going to see. What am I going to? Who am I going to see?
We're going to see Average White Band.
Yes, and that was on him.
And then we went to see War.
Yes.
A couple months ago. So she had no idea. I just
you don't know. You're young.
You're too
War.
I'm too young.
Do you remember War?
Anyway,
there was only one person that's original. And
oh, really?
and yes.
That's when you do little things.
So I was excited to get dressed and go.
Yeah.
I said, my husband did this.
Yeah.
He got the tickets. I didn't have to. So yes. Basically, after 48 years, it's time.
Or we take a ride out to what's that place that we used to spend the weekend in? I can't think of the name of the place.
Did we what?
The wineries out there.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
wine.
okay.
Take a ride down the.
what is
It's a road to the
I
wine.
can't even think of the place. Anyway. Yeah.
So yeah,
She doesn't want to go fishing with me. She wants to go golfing.
I got stuck with a a hook. It still got the mark in my arm. And I said, when I got grown, I said, I'm never going fishing again. Never. I went with my dad, aunts, and them. Look, can you see that? And it was deep, Lord. It was deep. And I was screaming bloody murder. And when I got done, they put me in the car and laid me down. They didn't even quit fishing to take me nowhere.
No, those is fishing.
And
Those is fishing.
not realizing I could have been infected.
True.
I didn't know that as a kid, though.
Mm-mm.
Until I was an adult. Someone says, you didn't get infected. What? So, yeah. So,
So
no,
she
I
was
wasn't
like,
going
"No,
fishing. And the last time that I went, the kids were little. And me and Marcus, we killed the minnows playing with them. While they was, Reese was fishing, he said, stop, you're killing them.
Kill the middle, but get you no fish. I was fishing, but y'all just in there. Hey,
While they was fishing. So no.
We got stories, Lord.
Fishing is not for me. Okay? It's not, no, it's not for me.
It's too slow for me.
It's relaxing.
Him and Maurice love it. They say it's relaxing. And I've gone there one time, took a chair, had a book. I was like, I'm ready to go. You ain't caught in an hour.
That's right.
No, it's not for me.
No.
Or it's getting dark. I don't want to be here and it's getting dark. Let's go. So yeah.
So we have someone on Karen Nesper. She said, I used to wait on these two at Giant Eagle. What a lovely couple.
Oh,
Karen.
my goodness.
Oh.
And Dee Dee said, good advice from good people. Dee Dee Holt.
Yeah. But yeah, so fishing is out, golf is out.
Yeah, I know.
He got me bowl to bowl because I used to bowl when I was in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
But I liked bowling. But I dislocated I'm left-handed, my shoulder and fractured it. So I'm scared to bowl because I'm thinking if I throw this on, that fracture may come back. I don't know. I just don't want to chance it.
Because that pain again.
It still hurts.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like when it rains or when
It's
it's
not the ball
cold.
with your right.
Yeah, she can change.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I haven't bowled since though.
Yeah, we don't have the hobbies.
No hobbies?
We don't do it. We work. That's all.
You don't
Got them down to
read? You read books all the time?
Well, I'll Audible
Audible.
on my way to work.
Oh,
Okay.
I color. I
I'm
still color.
Yeah, he colored.
I have adult coloring books. I
Yeah.
still have I get all the colored pencils. I love doing
And
that.
I started
Yeah.
with him.
But
That was it. Like, okay.
crossword puzzles.
I like the fishing.
You know, I must have did like 4 or 5.
I do all that, man.
Okay.
do all that.
Pictures after they're done, Mike.
Crossword puzzles keep your mind
Yeah.
sharp. I
Yeah,
do
we used
them.
to do that.
Them jumbles in the paper. I figure out the words and then yeah.
And sometimes I help with that.
Me and her do that
Yes, I
together
like to do
sometimes.
that.
Yeah.
I think I just work too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're still young.
Yeah.
We got time.
Like, cause we're doing.
Yeah.
I know Jaden has a football game tonight.
See?
He might go.
Well, you should go.
And I love to go to games.
Now we
Like-
went to the girls volleyball
Yes,
game.
you did.
yesterday.
You went last week too, or the week before.
Yeah,
They
we
won.
went. Yeah. No, they
Did they?
didn't. Farrell.
Oh, they didn't win. Oh, but you made a shirt for somebody.
Yeah, because
I
we're
saw
doing
it.
player of the game.
Yes.
For
Okay.
the-
Oh, yeah.
And
That's right.
volleyball is my first love.
Yes.
And I kind of shared with them 4 years. I never lost a section game. We played for Harriet Moore, so we wasn't
Mhm.
losing.
Right.
Go to
Yeah.
states every year. That was just,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
just really trying to encourage them a little bit and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
talk to them about it. Yeah, it's legacy. We got legacy up here.
Oh,
That's right.
yes.
So we went to Sharon's game last night. We did do that. And it was, girls, it's pretty good.
Are they good?
Yes.
Well, I say that I'm going to go, but I never make it. I'm always doing something else. But last year I went to one or two of the basketball games. Yeah, those girls.
So we try to do that a little bit more, but for the most part,
Yeah, when you work, it's kind of tough.
yeah.
But I
And
don't.
then I work nights too. I work midnight.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's hard.
Oh my
You
goodness.
can't go to the games.
Yeah.
Things like
Wow.
that. So usually on the weekends, I pick up some shifts here and there.
Mhm.
But so I do this work.
So you're a working sensation.
So just this is in me. I don't know anything else.
I did see you all got a chance to get away.
We
with the grand.
did. We did.
That looked like it was fun.
We did. We had a good time.
Yeah.
First you kind of, oh, about the work you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like we talked about before, about people just leaving here. Just,
Yes, you got to do while you're
the moments.
Yes,
Absolutely.
because the work is going to be here.
it's
Yeah.
going to be
The
there
bills are
regardless.
gonna be there.
Yes, yes, Lori.
Yeah.
You look up and the kids are grown. And
No regrets.
No regrets. You spend time with somebody, when it's that time for them to pass. You don't have regrets because you did what you wanted to do. Yes.
Yeah. So we're trying to live in the moment. Time.
That's what we are.
Living in the moment.
Yeah.
This is what pretty stupid.
And I come here when you're not here, bug your husband sometimes. He's such a that day he was having a good conversation. And I said, well, and then you came in. I said, oh, I ran when I saw you.
Oh, I said, oh Lord, there go Miss Ross. I said, I gotta really come pick that thing up. I said, tell her I'll be right back. I gotta.
He never even mentioned it. He just said, she'll be back.
Luther always been cool.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Yes, very inward. Yes.
Yeah. It's cool.
With the flow.
That's it.
I think he allows me to be who I am because it's just I like that.
Well, that's another thing. I feel like in every marriage, you learn to, like I said, you can learn to know the person. Allow them to be who they are. Don't try to change the dynamics of that person because that's not going to work in a marriage.
Try to change.
Try to change me? You
Yeah.
I think you tried to change, but it wasn't working too well.
Didn't work at all.
He said, not well, not at all. Yeah.
Just, I think we're opposites. We're different. Luther's country, and he loves country music.
I do too, Luther.
He loves K-Love.
Oh yeah, that channel's good.
No,
No, I'm just kidding.
I can't. Okay.
That's what they had at the dance.
No, they didn't. That was iHeartRadio.
No, when I was in there, it was Kayla
No.
with the boots.
It all sounds the same.
Yes, it was. It was Kayla.
No.
And this is my thing. Whatever you like, you like.
That's right. Yep.
You all like it. Some people are like, man, you country.
That's all right.
Black
It's
country.
okay.
That's right.
Yes, there is.
Who was the Hootie and the Blowfish?
Oh, yeah. I like them. There's nothing wrong with Hootie and the Blowfish.
And Charlie Pride.
Charlie Pride.
And he was the first.
And he was the first.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember him. It's good.
And some other people started coming along. But you got to be who you are.
That's right.
But I like bluegrass.
Yeah.
They tell stories. I love the stories that they tell.
Yeah.
Bluegrass. And my husband, he programmed that in my car. And when he's not driving, that's where it's at.
Oh, yeah. Because if I'm driving, I'm not listening to K-Love.
If I'm driving, she might say, "You want me to put some country music on for you?"
That's what Mikey's doing.
And
He's doing me a favor. He was like, "Do you want me to pull some?" Yes, Mike, of course.
we can run 3 states with this one. We can go all the way.
Yeah. Yeah. But yes.
Phone is ringing.
So I like it too.
It's time to get out.
Time to go.
Yes. So don't feel bad. I love that kind of music too.
Yeah, I'm not.
But I like a
See, I like
variety.
gospel.
I like gospel. On Sunday we go crazy with listening to gospel because that's the first thing he puts on. But I also like some rap.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not nice rap.
Yeah. But see, I like that new song.
Like,
No.
like I like last year when we went to Cincinnati. Oh, Snoop Dogg was the highlight. And I'm gonna tell you, it was raunchy. But the girl next to me, she says, "Well, you think this is bad? If you went to his private live, the girls are butt naked, sliding down poles." I said, "Oh, that's too much for me.
Yeah,
that would be too much. That's too much." But when he came on, instantly, he said, "All right, I don't want to do this alone," and he lit up. And when he lit up that joint, the smoke came flying up in the air. I said, "Oh my gosh!" Did you hear smoke?
No.
And Mikey said, "This
California.
he sang that." I mean, some of his words, some of his songs are really interesting. They're good. And I laughed. I said, "Well,
It's been good after this.
I can't do the raunchy. That new song out, They Not Like Us.
yeah,
I
yeah,
like the beat and the
that's the
yeah.
problem. We like the beats.
And I like the hook,
Yes.
but all the other words, I'm like,
And
I sing, and it made me feel old, but it's like that's a little too much.
We were so
Let a beat.
we were somewhere, and this music came on. She looks at me. I look at her. I said, "What are they saying? I don't even know what they saying."
I've heard that too. She's saying, yeah.
Okay.
But I like the beat.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm old.
We had a friend who was singing a song, and she didn't know what it was, the words. Remember the song? What was the name of the song? Project Rock the Cowboy. Anyways, she was singing this song going around work. Stop! That is not what you think it is. And I said, people are gonna think that you like that.
Yeah.
I had to tell her what it was. Oh my God. I like the beat.
Yeah.
What is the beat?
And yeah, you can,
The
yeah.
beat.
And before you know it, you know the words. So yeah.
See it. Good. Good. So about A minor. That's oh,
Don't worry, you know it's about. I can, yes. But I think that gospel is probably our favorite that we listen to. And like I said, I do like bluegrass because it tells the story always, maybe sad or
yeah.
someone
Talk
coming
about
out.
somebody's dog. And
Yes.
they got a
Yeah.
lot more stuff.
Yes.
I love
Yes. Yeah.
I'll give me gospel. I'll listen
Yeah, I'm
to
with
it.
you.
Yeah.
And like I said, every now and then he'll put on this K Live or something.
And then Mikey likes old school music.
Yeah.
And so sometimes he'll go in the basement and he'll play old music.
Yeah.
Rosalind, listen to this.
Yeah, if I'm working,
Mhm.
I'll put on like Heavy D, something to just
Oh, yeah.
with a beat,
Mhm.
Grandmaster
Yes.
Flash, all of that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
something
Yes.
got beat so I can work. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh
all right,
yes.
all right, Lord, I gotta turn this soft stuff off because
Yeah.
I'll go to sleep. I can't. I gotta work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's the joy of it. You know, everybody has their differences.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
And we don't have to like it. I don't
Yep,
like
that's
it.
right.
That's
No.
all right.
Just don't listen to it.
Yes.
I'm
And
not listening to it.
my granddaughter's and she plays the piano. She's really teaching herself. She went to school for a moment, but she knows her notes and she makes up music and songs. So she made me up a song last year. So I told her this year when I come, you got a song for me? She said, I'm working on it.
Okay.
She's 11. So I said, well, work on it so I could sing it.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's another joy of
But she's
grandchildren.
good. Yeah.
Yep.
But they're very well rounded in what they do, all of them. Yeah.
Yes. All right, to end this, if you could give a couple out there, maybe they're struggling in their marriage, maybe they're having some issues. Maybe they're thinking about, I don't want to do this. I'm done. I don't even know why I'm watching this podcast because I don't want any relationship issues or advice anyway. But I just happen to be on it. What advice would you give them?
If you really want it, I say, I believe in counseling. Marriage counseling. I believe in counseling. And you don't have to go with each other. One can go one way and the other person can go another way. You can meet in the middle. You can go to the same person, let them talk and let you talk. You don't have to do it together. But even if they don't want to go, if it betters you, go to counseling. Because sometimes we have to remind ourselves to be the person that gives in. You don't always have to win. Do you know what I mean? And that is hard sometimes if you're always on top and the one that's winning. Sometimes you have to say to yourself, you know what, I'm not going to win this argument and I'm okay. I'm saving my marriage.
You got to fight to stay in it.
Exactly.
You got to fight to stay in it.
Yeah.
The line of communication, that's always the most important piece. Because I don't know how you feel unless I ask you and vice versa. So you got to figure out what the problem is and then go from there. That's what I say.
And then there are times it just is not a good fit.
That is true.
I wish I could say that my parents did not stay together. I was young, but they made the best of their second marriages. Both of them were married over 40, 50 years. The second marriage. But their first marriage, and they parented us all four. Solid. They should have wrote a book about how to blend a family. But they weren't good together. So they needed to separate to make it better.
So you say that's an option?
Yes, it is. I don't think that if you're miserable and you've tried everything that you could try, that you should stay together. Because in the world today, life is short. You want to be happy. That's all I say. If you're happy, that's the best thing. You'd be poor as I don't know what. But if you're
happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you'll make it.
Yeah.
Just because you're happy with that person.
Right.
And no one can tell you anything. No one should tell you how to live your life.
And don't get stuck on the things of the world.
No, don't.
Money, cars, clothes, that ruins a lot of people's.
Right.
They gotta
you can't get stuck on that, and you got to throw away some old friends. Your old habits got to go. When you get married, the old habits got to go. You can't be hanging out with your boys or hanging whatever. Because I had to learn that myself. You can't do that. You got to take care of your household. So for me, you just got to have a different mindset, a different frame of mind, thinking about how I can make my wife happy and keep my family together. And whatever cost it's going to take, I'm going to do the best I can to make sure that happens. That's what I would leave them with.
Yeah. Be willing to let some things go.
Yes.
Exactly. Let some things and people.
Yep.
Now that's hard because sometimes people's family.
That don't mean anything to me.
You know what I mean?
See ya.
So
gotta go.
Yeah, especially if it's causing havoc within your marriage.
Yes.
The family's the one to be meddling and doing all the work.
Seriously.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
That's my final word.
And that's the final word.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. Even within your marriage. Stay in your lane.
Yes.
Know who you are within your marriage. Let your spouse be who he is, which is sometimes hard because I admit, like, dude, you got to do something different. You got to change it. But it's not working for him, which means it won't work for us.
Yes.
So, just as Mr. Wright said, stay in your lane.
Yes.
Stay in your lane. And everything will be all right. Everything will be all right. Babe, you want to pray us out?
Sure. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this. This couple, we ask that you continue to keep your hands upon them. And Father God, and guide them, Father. Lord, we thank you for this time.
Thank you, Lord.
Lord, we thank you for the people that tuned in tonight. We ask that something being said will help them grow and help them to do better in their relationship. And Lord, we just say thank you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Stop the phone from ringing.
You know what that is?
It must be a time to go.
There's a telephone in my bosom, and you can call me anytime. That's an old song.
Yes.
I got a telephone in my bosom.
And you
can call me anytime. Luther can't tell you I remember things from when, yeah. I absorbed music.
But music will do that.
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I remember the words to music. All the gospel songs I learned at Morris Chapel, all the hymns. I know all of them by heart. Oh, I don't have to open a hymn book.
Direct.
Yeah. I missed the directing the choir. Oh my gosh,
there's no more choirs though.
Valley Baptist. That's it.
Valley, that's it.
That's so good.
And I enjoyed that. Annie Walker days. Oh, me and Annie. I learned so much with her and Reverend Harris. Boy, we would. I can tell you stories about Annie Walker. Boy, she was something else.
That's what they say.
And she didn't mind calling you the N-word. Didn't care if she was in church or she didn't. She was something, Lori. I would go down Annie's house for rehearsal. Every Thursday was choir rehearsal, 6:30. I'd go down Annie's house at 10 after 6. She puffing on them cigarettes. 25 after, I said, Annie, it's time to go. She said, well, look over there and see if any niggas is over there. Because, her house was right. Her house was on speakers. I go look out the door. I said, ain't nobody pulled up at the church. She said, oh, well, we ain't going over there. So she said, sit over. 6:45.
They're puffing.
7 o'clock. Annie.
They was late.
Nobody over there. She said, well, call them niggas up and cancel. Annie would cancel rehearsal so many times that I would get to the point where we never could learn
nothing new. But y'all would get.
But once she would get there, she would be
burn that piano.
She would be on it. She knew them. She knew the keys. She would give.
Just to even watch him.
Yes,
just to watch him.
She was something. I used to sing a duet with her. And man, we used to tear that song up. And we used to go to Greensburg for another church. And Annie would say, we got to sing that song. Because them niggas love that song. That's how she talked. That's how she talked, man. She was so.
She didn't care. She just used it. She didn't realize she was using the word.
No, that was part of her.
That was part of her vocabulary.
Yeah.
You ever meet someone that just cuss?
Yeah.
My dad was that way. It was part of his
cusser.
And none of his kids cuss. Ain't that strange? None of us cuss. But he would be like, it would like come out like water. It's just conversation.
Right.
She was so.
He would be he'd be talking in conversation and call a name to you, but it would be a cuss word. Just keep on talking like it was.
Oh yeah, he got me.
Yeah, he did. I know he had to scare my husband.
Scared me to death. He was a good man though.
Yeah, we can't thank you.
Thank you.
We really
appreciate y'all.
We have been waiting.
So glad.
People on too. Probably like you all, but we maybe sit back, a lot of them don't say nothing.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Aww. You didn't have to get us nothing. Aww. Oh, you didn't have to get us nothing.
Thank you.
Oh, go your mom.
Thank you so much.
Coffee and tea.
Yeah, I'm a coffee. She drinks tea more than anything now.
I drink Giant Eagle decaffeinated tea.
No, coffee.
Coffee and tea.
Maxwell House.
No, it's
caffeinated tea. That's right.
It's so good. It's different flavors.
Oh,
you would love it then. It's like 6 or 7 flavors, Lori.
Yeah.
I turned a lot of people onto it.
All right, we're gonna end this now.
Oh,
Is it the?